Hello. Today I would like to share my opinions on the subject commons prosperity. Recently, it seems like there are a lot of misconceptions about what commons prosperity really is. For many people sitting in the United States, when they hear about the commons prosperity in Vietnam or in China, right? They always think that, hey, Vietnam, China, they are socialist countries, communist countries. So common prosperity in Vietnam or in China must be like the government is going to take the money from people who are making money in businesses and give that money to somebody else. No, commons prosperity is not what it is, right? It is different. Commons prosperity is all about enlarging the economic pie, right? It is about to bringing more people into the middle incomes. It also common prosperity is also about making sure that the wealth gap is not so wide that it becomes an unbridgeable gulf. And come back to the Vietnam issue, right? I think the idea of common prosperity is very crucial for the future economic development in Vietnam. Why? Because Vietnam, our country, we have such a large population, right? Vietnam is such a diverse country. Many different regions have different endowments, right? And the question is how can we make sure that wealth were created and could be distributed equally or equitably to everyone in Vietnam, right? We can see, in Vietnam we have many different kinds of people living in many different parts of Vietnam. Some are advantaged, some are disadvantaged. For example, Hanoi, Đà Nẵng, Vũng Tàu, Phú Quốc, Saigon, my home province. They are very fortunate, right? They are better richly endowed in terms of weather, climate, land resources. On the other hand, places in rural area, in remote regions, border regions, such as Buôn Ma Thuột, right? Huế, Quảng Bình, Quảng Trị. The national resources in those places cannot be compared with coastal region like Vũng Tàu or Saigon. So the government need to do some kind of social redistribution. That is, the government will collect money from the more developed region and redistribute that money to people living in the more impoverished regions, so that like no one will be left behind, right? For example, I living in Kon Tum, Đắk Lắk, a very poor area. Oh my God, I have to leave and abandon my home to go to somewhere else, because otherwise I cannot uplift myself. I'll be burdened down by the poverty. We don't want this happen, right? That is where the common prosperity comes. The goal of common prosperity is giving people more opportunity to participate into the economy, and no one is left behind. As long as you work hard, as long you are like creative, innovative, as long as you can design things, create things, make things, and you can make your own decent money, and you can keep your decent money, the government will not hinder anyone with talents, with skill, with entrepreneurship, who make more money through their hard working, through their creativity, through their innovation. You make money, you can keep it, and the government, and you are encouraged to do that. Another thing is equally important, that as you making money, you have to do your duties as a citizen. You pay your tax, right, on your income, and the government is responsible for the redistribution of your tax as the secondary, at the high level of analysis, so that nowhere in Vietnam is disadvantaged. No one is left behind. I think that is the goal of common prosperity that we are moving into. The purpose of common prosperity is that we want to see the society is more equitable, right? We don't want to see the extreme bipolarizations of the income in the society, right? To me, it is an unacceptable phenomenon to see 1% of the populations control, let's say 60% the wealth in that country. It is not only inequality but injustice. We want, the society doing in more equitable ways of doing things, so that everyone in the society will benefit from the wealth and the riches accumulated is a faster economic transformation of Vietnam. Yeah, in summary, like common prosperity, it is about to narrow the wealth gap, because if the wealth gap is too wide, it will lead to the political polarization, and that can lead to the social divisions. We don't want that to happen. So common prosperity, in summary, of course, is about development and modernizations. It's like the tides rising and lifting on the boat. Everyone will get rich together. And it's not only about developments, but it's also about human dignity. As a government, we want to give people the economic opportunity to succeed generation after generation. That is what common prosperity is about. Thank you for listening to me. I will translate, like this talk into Vietnamese in a minute. Let's end the talk right now.